But there's a story being told here that just people ain't seeing. You see the older lady? She's the one that controls ISIS. Here's the other broad over here. This one. But you have to know what this is from. And I'll show you where it's from. Hang on. This is what's on her back. What's interesting is they're showing you this here. And of course you got her hand like this. There's the fingers together. But the point is here, it says, for the angel of death spread his wings on the blast. That's atomic. That's atomic. That's something that blew up. This thing is a hexagon. Let me get some other stuff I can throw in here. Here it is here. And his cohorts were gleaming in purple and gold. This appears to be like the story of ISIS or the Jews. And these are like the Assyrians, like a deal that went bad or something. Because if you go back and you listen, where she said, does anybody want a piece of this? And she's got this on her back. And then everybody goes, no. Because this is a story that's being told from a long time ago. This is about Israel and the Syria when they got into it. The Jews try and claim that they won. The Assyrian writings on this hexagon state that they won. But it's interesting that in the Middle East, they broke into all those museums and were destroying all of this shit that has history on it. And why do you think the Jews are doing that? Because maybe they don't want people to know the truth? I'm going to post the link so you can go read about this. But what it says, the unsmoten by the sword hath melted like the snow in the glance of the Lord. Well, that's like atomic energy, like a bomb going off. This is a very old story. Fuck. Here it says a six-sided hexagon clay prism known as a Taylor prism was discovered in the ruins of Nineveh, the capital of Assyria. Hang on a second. It contains the story of the Syrian king who had besieged Jerusalem during the reign on the prism that boasts that he shut up Hezekiah the Judite within Jerusalem with his own royal city like a caged bird. The prism is among 3 accounts discovered so far which have been left by the Assyrian monarch of his campaign against Israel. The thing is that they kicked the Jews' ass, basically, but they never went into the city. And my guess is if you remember what the Ark, I told you it's atomic, it appears to me that maybe they just set that fucker off because, let me see if I can find it. If you look here, it says, many have wondered about the years of exact capability of submarines Germany exports to Israel. Now experts in Germany and Israel have confirmed that nuclear-tipped missiles have been deployed on the vessels. So the Germans and the Jews working together with nuclear weapons. So if you look, and what Operation Samson, they're putting Samson, but what it is it's really Samson, like from the Bible. If you guys don't know the Bible, Samson was a Jew, and when they captured him, the only thing he could do was they were going to kill him. So he figured, fuck it, I'll take you guys with me. So he pushed the 2 columns, interestingly enough, and so magically 3,000 people died that day when it collapsed. which sounds real familiar like the World Trade Center, because that's how many people died in the World Trade Center when those two columns collapsed. Isn't that interesting? But the reason that he did it is because he was one against many. So he pushed the two columns and the stadium collapsed, killing 3,000. Basically what Operation Samson is if the world comes against Israel, it'll just destroy it. It'll just destroy itself and the world all in one shot. And so what appears to me here is it talks about this king destroying Israel, but not never entering it to take anything out of it, which to me would sound like it had nuclear radiation. I think this is interesting as well. We all knew that that was going to be in there somewhere. This appears to me, I don't know who's writing this shit, because to write this stuff and to put that on the back in a cartoon, the story that's being told there is the broad is playing ISIS, which is the Jews. We know that. Their flag says all Jews. The Jews betrayed, it appears to me that the Jews betrayed the Assyrians. It might not be written down that way, but in this cartoon, that's what I'm getting. And so the Assyrians, however this is playing out, want revenge, because in the cartoon, the blonde girl was taken hostage, and the woman, whose mother, or the Jews, refused to pay a ransom, even though the girl was working for her. And so they beat her up and tortured her, but she managed to escape, and then she came back to the office. Well, if these colors are the description, or are the colors of whoever or whatever, see, there's some tie-in with the destruction of the shit that's going on in the Middle East of artifacts and stuff. Why, Twink? You don't know. It appears, why would you go into museums and break stuff up? It's like they were trying to hide something, because this says that they whooped the Jews' ass. The Jews wrote a different story and said, no, we destroyed them. They wouldn't come into the city. We destroyed them. There's something weird here. This thing is a hexagon. There's a story being told here. I don't know how to explain it to you. It's like the Jews got pinned in, and instead of surrendering, they just like detonated something atomic, because that's the only thing that's going to melt people away. And the angel of death, spread its wings on the blast. Well, the blast is atomic, obviously. And hexagonal rods. I mean, come on. Let me just check something. Well, if we look, this is an atomic fuel rod, which is exactly what it looks exactly the same as the Assyrian. So it appears to me that there's some other fucking story going on here, and it's being told kind of out in the open, but very vaguely. It's definitely atomic. It sounds to me like there was a meltdown, or somebody set something off, or something. I mean, it's very confusing, because I don't know if we're talking about real people, if we're talking about a natural occurrence, or if this is a real story, or whatever. I can just see that it's a story that's being told about another story. But it's like it's part real and part of it's alchemy. And you see what I'm saying? Because this is exactly the same as that other thing that we're just looking at here. Hang on. See, here it is here. See it? It's the exact same thing. I don't know how to explain it. exactly the right way, but I get the gist that this is absolutely showing you that there's a betrayal. She represents Mother. She's the one that was wearing the eye patch. She's the one that runs ISIS, which we know is all Jews, right? Here's the one that got betrayed, coming back to get revenge. And this is what's written on the back. Now, this what's written on the back here, in what I showed you here, is referring to the angel of death. The angel of death spread his wings on the blast. That's atomic. You know, it's like, I don't know how to explain it. It's like a warning, or it's like the story already happened and they're just running it through a cartoon. Like I said, I'm gonna post this stuff. Go read and see what you can find out. I can't do this all by myself. But what is Germany doing with, what is Israel and Germany doing with nuclear weapons? I told you them fuckers are in it together. I'm telling you. Operation Samson. Samson captured in the stadium, going to be put to death. Puts his hand on either pillar. Go read it. I remember that story from when I was a kid. And he figured, fuck it, I can't, they're going to kill me, so I'm going to take them all with me while I get killed. He pushed on the two pillars. They collapsed. It killed 3,000 people. Exactly like the World Trade Center. So I'll post that. See what you can come up with. There's something, the colors especially, those are atomic colors. The angel of death, the word blast, people being melting like snow, that's atomic. The Jews running around in the Middle East going in here and destroying all of these writings saying that they had been taken prisoner and so they fucking threw in the towel like they're trying to erase history. I don't know. See, I'll just post it. You guys see what you can come up with.